Every single tortoise walking the earth today is technically a turtle, but if you treat them like one, they will die. In everyday conversation, we swap those words around all the time, but in the world of taxonomy, the scientific classification dictates a rigid hierarchy. This diagram lays out the biological order Testudines. You can see that turtle is actually an umbrella term covering all reptiles with a bony shell. Deep inside that group sits a very exclusive, strictly land-dwelling subcategory, the tortoises. The danger starts when people buy a pet and assume that a turtle label automatically means the animal needs water. That single misunderstanding is the leading cause of preventable death in the exotic pet trade. Drop a tortoise into a fish tank and it will sink and drown in minutes. Strand an aquatic slider in a dry, sandy box, and it will suffer a slow, agonizing dehydration. Our casual language creates a dangerous illusion. These animals have strict biological realities, and ignoring those limits has fatal consequences. To understand why these animals are so radically different, we have to look back millions of years to a massive split in their family tree. One lineage stayed near the water, while the other walked deep into the dry continents. This fluid dynamic simulation shows how the water-bound reptiles adapted. They developed flat, lightweight, streamlined shells that allow water currents to glide smoothly over their backs, nearly eliminating drag. To propel that hydrodynamic chassis, freshwater species evolved wide, webbed feet for thrust, while marine turtles pushed the design further into long, paddle-like flippers. On dry land, the fluid dynamics didn't matter. Instead, tortoises faced terrestrial predators. They traded the flat racing shell for a heavy, high-domed fortress. When a predator tries to bite down on this steep angle, their jaws simply slide off. Carrying that massive armor across uneven ground required a new suspension system. Tortoises lost every trace of webbing, evolving stout, club-like feet with heavy scales and strong claws to grip the dirt. The differences go deeper than the exterior armor. An aquatic turtle operates as an opportunistic omnivore, fueled by a digestive tract designed to quickly process high-protein prey like fish, snails, and insects. This schematic contrasts that system with the tortoise. Tortoises graze on tough, fibrous weeds and dry grasses. To extract nutrients from that material, they rely on a massive, highly elongated digestive tract that slowly ferments plant matter over several days. From their outer shells to their internal fuel systems, these reptiles are highly specialized biomechanical machines, locked into the specific environments that shaped them. But just when these physical rules seem perfectly clear, evolution throws a wrench into the system. The box turtle. This animal spends its entire adult life wandering dry forest floors. It carries a heavy, high-domed shell that acts as a fortress against predators. Yet, scientifically, it is absolutely not a tortoise. This illustration reveals its true lineage. Despite the terrestrial armor, the box turtle shares exact joint structures and jaw shapes with aquatic pond turtles. It also shares an omnivorous digestive tract. It's a pond turtle that's simply adapted back to the land. The box turtle proves nature doesn't care about our neat linguistic categories. Evolution adapts whatever tools are available, creating messy overlaps that defy simple labels. Because biological reality is this complex, you can never rely on a generic pet store tag to tell you how to keep these animals alive. For modern keepers, these deep evolutionary differences mean that generic reptile care is an impossible myth. Taking in an aquatic species, like a slider or a painted turtle, means managing massive volumes of water. You have to install industrial-grade filtration systems to process their waste. And because of their jaw mechanics, they physically cannot swallow their food unless they are completely submerged. On the terrestrial side, a sulcata tortoise requires massive plots of secure, dry outdoor land. To keep that internal fermentation engine running, they need a dedicated basking spot reaching a blistering 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Then there is the ultimate parameter, time. While a well-cared-for aquatic turtle will demand your attention for 20 to 40 years, a tortoise operates on a completely different scale. They routinely live 80 to over 150 years. A tortoise is a pet you literally have to include in your will. Before you bring any shelled reptile into your home, you have to throw away the casual terminology. You must research the exact species-specific environmental parameters that animal evolved to survive in. Getting that biological balance right is the only way to ensure your pet actually thrives. When you respect their evolutionary history, these incredibly resilient animals can remain your companion for a century. For definitive species-by-species care guides, head over to Krawlo.com.